Hi everyone, I'm Molly, a BearFit instructor, and today I'm going to lead us in a chair yoga class. So chair yoga is composed of poses from traditional yoga modified to be done with or in a chair. For the purposes of this video, we're going to be in our chairs the entire time, so no need to get up through this class. And you can use pretty much any chair you have around, whatever you're sitting in right now, as long as it's not something that's going to roll or slide away from you, and as long as it's got a pretty firm, stable base that you can root down into. For a couple of the poses, it's going to be more challenging if you have arms on your chair, so I recommend a simple wooden or metal chair like the one that I'm using here for this video. So chair yoga is a great option for people who have mobility or balance issues. It's also a great option for those who are maybe wanting a quick study break or a break from working at their desk all day, especially during these times when a lot of people are working from home. And you might not want to get up and get your workout gear and your mat out. Chair yoga is a perfect option for just renewing, bringing some mindfulness and some stretching into your day. So let's get started. Let's first notice how we're seated in the chair. Ankles are stacked under our knees. We're firmly rooted down through our sit bones and our hips into the chair. We're rooting down so that we can rise up, so our spine is nice and long and straight, coming up out of our chair. Let's roll our shoulders back down our spine. Hands can come out and either open up on the lap or face palms down. We bring our head back in line with our spine. Eyes can come closed or look gently out in front of us. And let's just start to notice our breathing. Just taking a moment in the middle of a busy day to notice the inhale and the exhale. Maybe extending it, inhaling deeply through the nose and exhaling it all out. One more time together, inhaling and exhale that breath back out. Let's pair our breath with our movement as we start to warm up. We're going to do a seated cat-cow. So we're going to inhale to open up. Arms come out to the sides. Shoulder blades pull back towards each other. We're sending our chest forward while our hips stay rooted in the chair. We can look up towards the ceiling if that's okay on the neck for our cow pose. On the next exhale, we're going to curl everything in. Shoulder blades pull away from each other. Spine comes into a C curve. We're going to tuck the chin in. Belly button pulls in. Cat pose. And let's open back up into our cow. And on the next exhale, we curl back in. I'm going to turn sideways in my chair so that you can see what my spine looks like. So on the inhale, we come back into our cow pose. On the exhale, everything curls in for our cat pose, really engaging the belly. Inhaling one more time for cow. And exhaling into our cat. And let's come back to our neutral spine. When we're seated in our neutral position, we want to still keep a nice slight curve in our lower back and our lumbar spine right there. Good. So noticing what it feels like, what your spine is feeling now. We're going to inhale to grow really tall. Arms are going to come up overhead. On the exhale, I'll mirror you. We're going to drop our right hand down to the side. Left hand is going to grow long. Inhaling here. And exhaling. So we're really focusing on lengthening from the hip all the way up through the fingertips for a nice side stretch. Trying not to crunch down too much in our right side. And inhaling back to center, and we'll drop the left hand down, right hand comes up, bicep by the ear. We're growing really tall in the spine before we side bend. Staying rooted down through both sides of the hips, so both of our sit bones are rooted down in the chair. And we're really lengthening and then bending. So we're focusing on the length there. And we'll inhale back to center. Let's grow really tall in our spine again. I'm going to turn so you can see me here. And we're going to do a forward fold. So we're not curling in like we did for cat. We're just going to keep our back really nice and flat as we bring our torso towards our legs. Good. For our seated forward fold, hands can drop down towards the feet if that feels okay, but making sure to keep the spine nice and long. Maybe the arms come to the knees, and making sure we're still breathing here. Good, and bringing it back up. Let's come into a back bend here. So we're going to grab on the back of our chair. We're going to send our chest forward. We're really opening up through the chest. So making sure that the shoulders aren't coming up towards the neck. They're still relaxing down the spine. And we're just opening up. So sending that chest forward. Inhaling here. And exhaling. And on the next inhale, we'll come back to center. Let's roll out our arms a few times. Get some movement into those shoulders. And take it the other direction. Good. Let's drop our chin towards our chest and roll our head one way and then the other, making a half circle here. Just rolling the chin along the collarbone. If you feel like your neck is ready for it, you can draw a circle out in front of you with your nose. Taking it one direction. Careful not to drop the head all the way back. Nice and slow with control. Next time you come to center, we'll switch and take it the other direction. Rolling out the head and neck. So we really focus on our spine a lot in our chair yoga because the impact of hunching over a desk or computer is really hard on our spine. So we want to try to straighten it out and open things back up. So let's do one more round of cat-cow. Inhaling to open, exhaling to curl in, and inhaling back to center. Let's start to move down into our lower body. We're going to take a warrior one from our seated position. So let's turn to the side. If I'm mirroring, I'm turning to the right. We're going to drop our left leg down. So our right glute is still firmly rooted on the chair, but we're dropping our left leg down to the side. So we're taking this nice sort of lunging position, and then you can walk your left foot back, coming up onto the ball of the foot and the toes and straightening that leg. Notice the front foot, your ankle is lined up under your knee. Inhaling, arms come up. Biceps frame the ears. Warrior one from a chair. Let's interlace our hands, leaving our pointer fingers extended. We're going to bring our arms up overhead. Remember, shoulders are still relaxing down the back. Let's take a mini back bend here. Engaging the belly, really squeezing the legs, and we're just going to bend back a little bit. If you feel any pinching, come back to your center. And coming back to your warrior, let's rotate into a twist. So we're bringing our hands to the back of our chair. We're twisting towards the right. Inhaling to really grow tall and exhaling to twist a little bit more. You can look over the right shoulder. And let's come back to center. Let's walk our foot in a little bit, bending that left knee, and then we're going to reach back towards that foot. So you might not actually reach it, that's fine. You're just going to focus on bringing the foot towards the glute. If you can reach your foot, you can draw it up, bringing heel towards the glute to stretch out the front of the left quad. This is our modified dancer. And releasing it back down. Let's come back through the center. So let's take a wide-legged stance before we move to the other side there. So this is a version of our Yogi Squat or horse pose. We're going to grow tall in our spine. Reach the left hand towards the left foot and allow the right arm to reach up and open. You can even look up towards that right hand if that's okay on your neck. Breathing deeply here, really using this time as a true break, coming back to center. Then we'll take it on the other side. So the right hand is going to come down towards the right foot, and we're going to extend the opposite arm high towards the ceiling. Trying to keep the arms sort of stacked in one line. So we're wanting not to come down here out to the side. We want to really bring the arms in line with one another. So using it as a real break by allowing yourself to leave the worries of the day at your desk. They'll be there for you when you return. And just taking this time to breathe, to stretch, to notice your body, and to move. And coming back to center. Let's take our warrior on the other side. So we're going to walk that left knee forward. We're going to slide over so that we're on our left glute in the chair and we're letting the right leg fall off the chair a little bit. And we're lifting and straightening the knee. Really rooting down and then rising up with our spine. Arms can come up, biceps frame the ears. Let's inhale here. Let's bring our hands, we'll clasp them the way that feels weird this time. It feels a little funny. And keeping the index fingers out, pointing up towards the ceiling, and taking that little back bend. Really keeping the legs super engaged, so squeezing the inner thighs together. And coming back up into our warrior one. And then we're going to take that twist. So letting your hands find the back of the chair. Looking over the left shoulder, staying rooted down through the seat, and we're going to come back to center, coming back through that wide-legged stance, grow tall in our spine, and let's fold forward with a flat back, once again, keeping that spine really long, hands can reach for the floor, maybe roll out those wrists a couple times. And we'll step our feet back into center. Let's stretch out our hips a little bit with a seated pigeon pose. So you're going to lift your left leg, and let's cross that left ankle over the right knee. Keep the foot flexed so the foot is engaged, protecting the knee. And we're just going to press that left knee down towards the ground. You can use your hand if it doesn't hurt, or you can just use isometrically. Imagine pushing the knee towards the floor. So careful not to torque the knee or press hard on it. This is just a really gentle movement. We're going to grow tall in the spine, and maybe if you need a little more stretch, bringing the torso down towards the leg. So this version of the hip stretch can be done a lot of different ways. And the seated version, I think, actually gets a really nice stretch. It's one of my favorite versions of Pigeon. I think I like it better than doing it on the mat. As you practice your chair yoga, you might find that modified poses work better for your body. So that's the amazing thing about yoga, is that there is something for every body. And it's all about finding what works for you as an individual. Coming back up, we'll plant the foot back down, and this time we're going to lift the right leg, cross that ankle over, keep the foot engaged, keeping it flexed, and just really gently pressing, either just with the power of your muscles or just super gently with the hand, pressing the leg, the lifted leg down towards the floor. Maybe this is enough of a stretch for you. Maybe if this is too much of a stretch, I should have offered this earlier, but you can bring your knee down here and just cross the ankles over. If you need a little bit more, we can bring the torso towards the leg. And we're still breathing here, noticing anytime the breath starts to get sort of backed up and you're holding the breath and then gulping in air all at once. We don't want that to happen. We want just that nice, steady breath. Good. And we'll come back to center. Step that foot back down. And let's walk our feet out. Roll the wrists. Shake it out. Let's stretch through our arms a little bit. We're going to bring our left arm up towards the ceiling. I'm going to turn this way so you can see what I'm doing. And you're going to pat your back. Pat yourself on the back. So elbows pointed up towards the ceiling. We're patting the back. Right arm comes palm facing outwards. Back of the hand comes and touches the back. So you can grab your shirt here, or you can grab hands if that's accessible to you. These are our cow face arms. So we're pulling our arms away from each other. Shoulders are still relaxing down the back. You might feel a nice stretch through the shoulder or through the tricep. And if you're just holding onto your shirt, that works great too. It's just how your arms are made, how long they are, and what works for you. So just finding the variation that works in your body. And we'll unwind, shake it out, and we'll take it on the other side. So right arm comes up by the ear, and we're going to pat our back. Left arm is coming out to the side, back of the hand, taps the back. You can grab onto your shirt here, or maybe the hands meet. So elbows are moving away from each other. Breathing here, bringing yourself back to the present moment, letting yourself be here right now and not anywhere else. When the mind wanders, we just gently pull it back. And we'll come out of our cow face arms. Go Mukhasana. Shake those arms out, roll the shoulders a little bit. Let's bring our arms out to the side and we're going to cross left arm over right. So maybe hands stay here, giving yourself kind of a hug. We're stacking the elbows. Maybe the backs of the hands touch. Maybe you twist all the way around and the palms touch. Or the fingers of one hand grasp the palms of the other. Whichever variation is good for you. On the inhale, we're going to bring our elbows up, parallel with our neck, and exhale, not parallel with the floor, in line with our neck. Exhale, we're going to draw our elbows in towards the chest. Inhale to lift up. Exhale, draw back in. These are our eagle arms. Take a few of these with our own breath. Inhaling and exhaling. And one more. Let's unwind. And this time we're going to cross right arm over left. We're stacking our elbows, maybe giving yourself a big hug here. Maybe you bring the backs of the hands to touch. Maybe the palms touch. We're going to inhale to lift the elbows. Exhale to hug them into the chest. Inhale to lift. And exhale to bring them back in. Moving slowly. If you feel any pain or pinching coming out of it, taking a different variation. Inhaling up. Exhaling back in. One more time. And let's unwind and shake it out one more time. And we're going to take a final twist. So growing tall in the spine, we're going to rotate towards our left side, bringing our left arm to the back of the chair. The right hand can press against the left knee. And maybe you look over that left shoulder. Inhaling makes our spine taller. Exhaling brings us a little deeper into our twist. And let's come back to center. And let's take it on the other side. Growing tall in the spine to set up. And we're twisting towards the right. Left hand comes to the outside of the right knee. Right arm can come to the back of the chair. So twisting is really good for our spine. Really good for our digestion. We want to make sure that that spine is still growing tall as we root down and rise up. And inhale to come back to the center. Let's take a final forward fold. So again, we're keeping our back really nice and flat. We're going to lean down, bringing the torso towards our knees. And then let's sit back up tall. Let's lift both of our feet off the floor, drawing our knees in towards the chest. So really engaging the belly here. And then relaxing it down. Let's come into our Shavasana in our chair. So how do we do this? We want to get really comfortable if we can. Let's lean back. We've kept our spine pretty much away from the back of our chair. Let's lean back, letting the back rest against the back of the chair. You can kick the feet out a little bit. Let the arms come out to the sides. If you have pillows or something that you can stack up, something you can rest your feet on, really getting comfy here and taking a moment just to be. How often do we just sit in our chairs and just breathe? As you wind down your practice, and maybe prepare to go back to a busy day, noticing what you might be feeling right now. In the physical body, has anything shifted or changed? Emotionally and mentally, just checking in with yourself. And finally, letting go of any thoughts that you may be holding on to. They're going to try to come back, and that's okay. Just notice them, acknowledge them, and let them go. Just for the next few moments. You can stay in your Shavasana for as long as you want. Thank you so much for practicing with me. I hope you have a great day.